Hello world, Agustin Cortez coming to you live from Web3, also known as Tit.eth. So today it was Sunday, essentially my lighter day where I took some time for myself, but the learning process is every single day. And today was not necessarily too in-depth on the technical side. It was more of a riff on the web, learning about NFTs, marketplaces, looking at some collections, working with communities. Big exciting news that yesterday our Discord went fairly viral. We got over 100 users overnight, and that was really exciting. We're working on the UX and the onboarding on how to create essentially a tailored learning experience from beginner and get to the expert process, and everything essentially happened within the Discord in the community. So really excited towards that. I started brainstorming some ideas on how to sequentially understand blockchain, from the beginnings of understanding blockchain itself, then understanding cryptocurrencies, then understanding specific chains, and then understanding marketplaces, NFTs, DeFi, all the variables that could possibly lead to outcomes within the field. And really just getting a holistic viewpoint, because there's so many things to focus on. And if I were to start all over, I asked, so what are the foundational things that I would want to know to navigate the space? And something I have to do is put myself in, okay, what type of learner, or what do I want to learn? Do I just want to learn NFTs and get the high overview? Or do I really want to be a technical builder and understand protocols, consensus algorithms, encryption? No, there is where I don't have that knowledge to teach, but it's guidance, right, and exposure. So that was really exciting. I'm really excited for what we're building there on Learneo, and that's honestly one of the most exciting things in a long time. Building Learn for the past year and a half, it's always been finding ways to get users to the platform. And when you find essentially like a product market fit moment where you get strangers to join and it gets this really great momentum, you hit a geyser, or you hit struck oil. And I think we have something in our hands here with Learneo, building on Web3 and leveraging off this process that we can build. So other than that, I did learn some technicalities. I learned what a hash table is. What I was doing is I was reading Solidity's documentation, and I learned a great amount. I learned really how the compiler works with Solidity programming. Like, it innately can work with state variables, some scope parameters actually are functions under the hood, but stating it in that way, the compiler works with it. I learned about the difference between an address type and a uint. And it's funny because I watched the video and I'm like, well, an address is a uint, but why is it classified as an address? And the reason being is that addresses can't do arithmetic operations. Even though they're numbers, the fact that you're stating it as an address means that that number won't be able to use arithmetic, meaning it can't add, subtract, divide, multiply, etc. So that was really interesting. And the deeper I go into Solidity, the more exciting I become for it, because full picture is coming around, and being to the technical side of things and building holistically outwards, the possibilities of just building more just starts expanding. So I'm really looking forward towards that. And it really expands my technical knowledge on computer programming, because Web3 built all Web2, which is built all Web1. And you do have to have a sequential understanding of everything prior to build. So, it's a vast new field where there's a lot to pick up and piece together, and it's a big area. And hash tables I learned through mapping, because in Solidity, essentially the key pair value, but with hash tables is you can index. And actually, let me read the definition I have is takes in string, converts to integer, and Sorry, sometimes my writing is so bad on these sticky notes. Array makes integer into an index of an array. So basically what happens is you have a string, it gets converted to an integer, and that integer is the index in the array. So let's say John is the string name or the string itself, and then John becomes 0, which is a number, and then that 0 becomes the index in the array. And then how that is called in Solidity is through mapping, which is where you set the key pair value of the variable. And for example, balance is very common for a mapping component, where the balance is a address, and the key pair value is a uint, and then like the key pair or the mapping call, it will allow you to bring in a wallet's balance through an integer. So it's leveraging, actually knowing how the logic and the code works together and so on. So, you know, today, Sunday, lighter day. Tomorrow is going to be much more technical. Planning on going through a lot of documentation and reading or learning more on pushing things to the web via smart contracts specifically. So, sorry, NFT smart contracts. And moving off that. Oh, and also exciting news, I minted a humanoid. No, I actually didn't mint, I didn't get in, but I bought a humanoid at floor price of 0.16 ETH. Right now the floor is 0.7. So that's some nice returns off that if I were to sell, but I think I'm a diamond hand for some time. I think the project has some good momentum behind it. But yeah, it's part of the game, lots of learning experiences. Make sure to join the Discord. If you're already there, make sure to engage, let's learn together, and let's build a future. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.